Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Hari Om, we are on the 5th day of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita as commented upon by Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda. In this 88 day talks on the Bhagavad Gita happening from May 8th onwards up to August 3. The 38th verse of chapter 1. Yadyapyetena pashyanti lobhopahata chetasaha kulakshaya kritam dosham mitradrohe cha patakam katham nagneyam asmabhihi papadasman nivartitum kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyadbhir janardana. Yadyapi etena pashyanti. Even if these people who are all here opposite, standing opposite in this battlefield, they are not seeing it. What are they not? Why are they not seeing? Because their mind is overpowered with greed. Lobha upahata chetasaha. They do not see what? Kulakshaya kritam dosham. The sin or the difficulty that is coming on account of destroying the kula, the lineage, mitradrohe cha patakam. It is on account of the disturbance that is caused owing to creating trouble in one's own family, among one's own friends, mitradroha, turning in the cruelty to create it to our own friends. Kathagna Jneyam, they may not see, but we are all seeing it, right? Our people, the side of the Pandavas, are able to see this difficulty. Katham nagneyam asmabihi papad asman nivartitum. We are all seeing clearly the destruction of the kula, the lineage, because of this fratricidal war among the brothers. Kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyadbihi janardana. O Janardana, people are all worshipping you. People are all adoring you. Kulakshaya kritam dosham. We are all seeing the faults in the disturbance caused to the lineage. Prapashyadbihi Janardana. How do we, who are all seeing this, how can we also enter into this? So Arjuna is again trying to continue because Krishna is not speaking anything so far. Arjuna is arguing, if Duryodhana and his friends are behaving as blind aggressors, should the Pandavas not retire quietly and suffer the ignominy of defeat and consider it the dutiful offering at the altar of peace? This is the peace language that people talk about in war these days. After all the reasons for war are established, these are the peace lovers, their conversation. Not retiring quietly and suffering, just being very quiet, lying low, just getting out of this war and wanting to maintain peace. and positive thinking. You know? How far is this philosophy is dangerous in itself will be seen as we read more and more of the passages of the Gita and come to appreciate the pith of its philosophy, which is a very kernel, the essence of the Hindu way of living. What is the Hindu way of living? Is active resistance to evil, not just watching things go by, not just watching things go past. The central idea of the doctrine expounded by Krishna in the Gita. 40, verse 40. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam kritsnam adharmo bhavatyuta. Kulakshaye pranashyanti. In the destruction of the family, what all gets destroyed? Arjuna, this is Arjuna's logic. This is not the words of the Vedas that he is quoting. If the families are destroyed, the religious rites that were being continuing from generation after generation, all the Shraddha karma, when people die, the Pitru karma that is being done, if the Kula is, the lineage is destroyed, all these religious rites of the family perish. And on the destruction of spiritual religious rites, impiety overcomes the whole family. Dharme nashte, when this dharma, all the activities, the joint communal activities in the family, which are all destroyed, even if we have to do a shraddham, the members of the whole family and the extended family have to come together, because it involves a lot of money, it involves a lot of hard work, the special cooking for the shraddham, the homa, the rituals that have to be done, calling the brahmanas, invoking the brahmana, invoking the Vishwadeva, Rudra, and the three levels of ancestors, Vasu, Rudra and Aditya. Vishwadeva, invoking all of them, and with all the structure and the discipline that this has to be done, not eating anything other that should not be eaten the previous evening at least, if not the other days, at least the previous evening of the Shraddha. We have to eat only simple food, which can be taken, maybe fruits or some kind of a tiffin, which is eaten the previous day, and avoiding onions and other things, other kind of food. And on the day of the Shraddha, not taking any other impious food, taking bath, getting up early, cooking up the Shraddha meal, which has so many different types of vegetables. And it involves a lot of tapasya, doing such things. And it is not done when people are all of a motley crowd, different faiths. Some people don't observe this, some people don't have this, and some people have a different religion. All these things are happening. The Shraddha rituals cannot happen so easily. It does not happen. And if it does not happen for 1 year, 2 years, it will just be given up. So Arjuna is pointing out all this. These things will happen. Family rituals and rites will be destroyed. And when impiety, people are not suppose a Shraddham has to be done for one grandfather. The other people are not bothered about it in the family, means it is not going to happen together. They will not follow the rules. One person says, I will chant mantras. One person says, I hate Sanskritam. I will not chant mantras. Such kind of fighting is happening inside the family itself. Then it is not going to be a peaceful event. And if one family doesn't do it, the rest of the generation will not follow it. Because they will see only fighting, they will see only infighting, and they will see only lack of following and insubordination the other generation will see, so they will not continue it. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kula dharmaha sanatanaha. When the kula is destroyed, the kula dharma, the activities of the kula will also be destroyed. Dharme nashte kulam kritsnam adharmaha abhibhavati uta. Then what happens if dharma is destroyed? When dharma means activity, the right kind of activity, joining together and doing something. If that is destroyed, then adharma will overtake. Adharma means not doing anything, saying that all this is of no use, this is useless, or criticizing such things, or criticizing the brahmanas, criticizing all the people who are doing all this. and saying, you all get destroyed, you should get, like in the assembly also today they have spoken. After all this, people don't realize what is required in a society, and just to gain ratings, just to gain some kind of a silly popularity, some stupid popularity, people just come up and say Sanatana Dharma has to be destroyed. People don't know what they talk. This is what is called dharme nashte kulam kritsnam. When dharma is destroyed, the whole kula will get destroyed. And when the whole kula gets destroyed, adharma will overpower. Adharma is all the uselessness that's happening, all the infighting that's happening, all the stupidity that's happening, where there is no smooth functioning of the government, smooth functioning of the society. Adharma abhibhavati uta. So adharma will take over when dharma is not established. Dharma means righteousness, good action, right action in the right direction. Collectively, that is taking care of the whole society as a whole, moving towards prosperity in the world, and inner peace is established in the heart. So that is called dharma. And that is the goal of Sanatana Dharma also. So if somebody is talking against Sanatana Dharma without knowing the real meaning of Sanatana Dharma, then we have to identify those people as they are against the goal of society. They are against the goal of peace. They are against the goal of progress. They are against the goal of welfare of the people. We have to point this out anymore. Nothing. Gurudev says in the previous verse, the Hindu way of living, how far this philosophy is, like Arjuna is arguing, this is where we have landed up. Because of Arjuna's arguments in chapter 1 of the Bhagavad Gita, where he is like giving weak arguments for stopping the war. The war went on, but what has actually happened is, if Arjuna is arguing, if Duryodhana and his friends are behaving as blind aggressors, should the Pandavas not retire quietly and suffer the ignominy of a defeat and consider it their dutiful offering at the altar of peace? So Duryodhana is saying, these Pandavas are behaving, these Kauravas are behaving very badly. They're all doing the wrong things. Then they're blind aggressors. Then shouldn't we not meekly give up everything and we just accept defeat and then we go away at the altar of peace? That is what is happening right now also in Tamil Nadu. At the altar of peace, people are keeping quiet. How much of insult and ignominy has been directed towards the Hindu faith, the Hindu religion, the temples, the gods, like about Ganesha, about Subramanya, about Andal. How long are we going to just keep quiet and watch the ignominy that is happening at the altar of peace? What do we want to do? We want to maintain peace. We want to maintain peace in society. We want to keep that smile on our face. We don't want to hurt anybody. We don't want to hurt any sentiments. How far is this philosophy? Gurudev says, how far this philosophy is dangerous in itself will be seen as we read more and more the passages of the Gita and come to appreciate the pith of its philosophy, which is the very kernel of our Hindu way of living. Active resistance to evil is the Hindu way of living. Hindu way of living is not smiling and you say whatever you want. You just throw cow dung on my face. I will just eat it up and I will sit quietly and I will keep smiling, and we will put our hands on your shoulders and we will even give a hug and we will come and support you. That is not Hindu way of living. Hindu way of living is you beware what you talk. I will support you as long as you're walking the path of dharma. If you're walking the path of adharma, if you're doing anything that is adharmic in nature, I am not here to support you. I am not here to mollycoddle you. If it requires to take and rise in rebellion, I will do that. That is Hindu way of living. That is Sanatana Dharma. Active resistance to evil is a central idea in the doctrine expounded by the Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. 40th verse, we have just completed. Arjuna seems to draw new inspiration from his foolishness, because Krishna is still remaining silent, and Arjuna is like continuing on his tomfoolery with his words. And each time he is trying to come up with more and more creative ideas to impress Krishna. Krishna is not impressed. Krishna is a true Sanatani, a follower of Sanatana Dharma. He is not afraid of anything. He is not afraid of battle. He is not afraid of war. He is not afraid of telling lies if it has to save what has to be done, what needs to be done for the greatest welfare of all human beings. If that has to be done, he is not afraid of doing, he is not afraid of making a promise and then stepping away from that promise if that is required in that situation. Krishna is a man living in the present moment. Krishna is a man who is taking on situations. Krishna is a man who is not afraid of his own name and fame and what will happen to his own family. His own family was destroyed in the end. He himself was destroyed out of anger by somebody. Krishna is not a man to be bothered about all that. Krishna is a man who lives the life of righteousness, who does what needs to be done, who speaks what needs to be spoken, and at the right time, in the right moment, the highest goal in mind at all times. Arjuna seems to draw new inspiration from his foolishness, and each time his creative intelligence put forth fresh arguments in support of his wrong philosophy. As soon as he finishes a stanza, he gets, as it were, a new lease of arguments to prattle and takes refuge behind their noise. 41. Adharmabhibhavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyah strishu dushtasu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. Adharma abhibhavat Krishna. What happens when adharma is increased? Dharma means right action, collective action of society towards the goal that the country is going to. Meaning, what is the goal that the country is going to? Iha para saubhagyam. That's all, nothing much. Atmanastu mokshaya jagad hitaya cha. Jagad hitaya, jagat, the whole world should have its roads, should have its water, should have its environment, should have its education for everybody, should have its wellness, should have its peace, should have its prosperity, should have its food. This much only. Our life is very, very simple. The life of Sanatana Dharma is a very simple life. In the society outside, we want our roads, we want our bridges, we want our proper taxations, tax collections, we want our law and order to be maintained, we want to be free of alcohol, of drugs, we want everybody to have an energetic and healthy life where people are going out on the roads, they're building their muscles, they're going on their morning walks, they're doing their yoga, they're doing their pranayama, they're doing their exercises, they're eating healthy food, they're getting food which is free of all contaminants, which is free of pesticides, which is free of fungicides, which is free of chemicals, rich organic food available at a very affordable cost for all people. What else? Good education, good schools and education system where in those days there was Gurukula, where people were taught according to whatever they needed, whatever the work they needed to do, they were taught there. There was no fighting over anything. There was absolutely no kind of an argument in society. Whatever situation may happen, whoever was the invader, whatever invasions happened, day-to-day life was going on peacefully. And that is what Sanatana Dharma is pointing out to. And what is adharma? Adharma is when all this is not happening, when people are not getting food to eat, when there is poverty, when there is squalor, when there is defeatism, when people are being targeted and hit, and the poor are neglected, and the rich are being supported, and for the sake of their everybody enriching their pockets. All this is adharma. So let us know our enemies first, rather than talking about Sanatana or Hindutva, all nonsensical dialogues, people who do not study the Vedas, people who do not study the Upanishads, people who do not study the Puranas, people who do not even study the proper history of the country. start talking about Sanatana. By prevalence of impiety, O Krishna, the women of the family become corrupt. And women being corrupted, O descendant of the Vrishni clan, there arises intermingling of castes, Varna Samkaraha. Again, let us not take flags about how the Bhagavad Gita is so ancient in its thoughts. It is not that. It is talking about an intelligent division of society where people who are research scholars, people who have a very thinking bent of mind, they are living a life of research, they are living a life of piety, they are living a life of devotion, and the adhyayana, adhyapana. Adhyayana, yeah, the three things. Adhyayana, adhyapana, studying and teaching others. Dana, parigraha, receiving and keeping. Dana is receiving from others. Parigraha is holding for my own needs. And parigraha is receiving, and dana is giving to where it has to be given. And then yajana, yajana. This is the role of the Brahmana. Yajana is to organize collective activities in propitiation of the gods, and yajana doing that every day, and yajana is getting collectively people involved to do that. So that is our Sanatana Dharma, point number 1. Point number 2, the Kshatriya Kula. The whole Sanatana Dharma can thrive only when it is having the right kind of protection from all sides. The land has to be protected. The seas have to be protected. The skies have to be protected. The internal home atmosphere has to be protected in the country. So we need the army, the navy, the air force, and the home guards to protect our territories, protect our people. So that is the Kshatriya. And people cannot, by studying the Vedas and studying the Upanishads and sitting and eating parp sadam and tait sadam, curd rice and dal rice, you cannot protect the country. You need that kind of food. You need that kind of exercise. You need to build your muscles. You need to build your heart to remain strong in kinds of all difficulties. This is our Sanatana Dharma. Let us get educated about Sanatana Dharma first. What is Sanatana Dharma? And just not prattle like small children and fight WhatsApp battles and WhatsApp wars about Sanatana Dharma. So the Kshatriya has to develop his muscle, he has to develop his heart. Yedayum tangum idayam vendum, says Annadurai, which means your heart should not be so weak that somebody says push something and then you just drop down and you go into a fight and you go into a WhatsApp battle. WhatsApp is not the place where we fight our battles. We fight our battles on the streets, on the roads, in the battlefield. Otherwise, there's no need for any battle. We do our work. Each one, the doctor does his work as a doctor, the engineer does his work as an engineer, the teacher does the work as a teacher, the journalist does the work of a journalist, the lawyer does the work of a lawyer, the student does the work of a student. And fighting battles is not our job. Everyone focusing on their job is Sanatana Dharma. So that is Varna Sankara means each one doing their not doing their work and taking up some. The doctor becomes Gurudev says here, the doctor is appointed as an engineer to construction of a bridge, and the engineer takes the scalpel to do the surgery. Whose life are we talking about? When we speak from ignorance, we are just spoiling not only our lives. We don't want to spoil our lives. We are very particular about going to the best hospital and getting the best doctor. But it is okay if people's lives are spoiled. And that is what all this talk about Sanatana Dharma and eradicating Sanatana Dharma, calling it a mosquito, calling it a fly or a house fly, all these things are. Intellectuals had a passion for research and study were styled Brahmanas. Those who had political ambitions for leadership and took up themselves a risky art of maintaining peace and plenty and saving the country from internal and external aggressions were called Kshatriyas. Those who served the community through agriculture and trade were called the Vaishyas. And all those who did not fall in any of these categories, who are physically helping others. We have all these 4 categories even now. In the industry, we have the R&D department, which does thinking. That is the R&D. In the industry, we have the executive department that does all the execution work. The administration, the the forming of rules, the creating of punishments, and the exercising of power. And then we have the sales and the marketing department, the people who are all engaging in trade and commerce and sales and how to market. That is the Vaishya community. And then we also have the Shudra community in the industries, which is involving the cleaning the bathrooms, cleaning the toilets, cleaning the floors. Don't we have all these people? Aren't we ashamed to even simply now keep beating ourselves up about the caste system in India and calling Sanatana Dharma with stupid names? We have all this. All of these categories, and there is nothing is great or nothing is less. If all the conservancy staff in the city go on a strike, we will not be able to get into our clean offices. If all the servants who are all sweeping and mopping say that they cannot do their work, why is the Prime Minister Narendra Modi falling at the feet of the conservancy staff? We are just talking. We want to talk. We want to throw our garbage on the roads. We don't care about what we do with our garbage. We don't segregate our waste. We create dirty dustbins everywhere. And then what do? We sit and talk in WhatsApp dialogues. Who said what and who said this? And after talking, we will buy plastic plates. We will eat our dinner and we will throw all the plastic plates, lock, stock, and barrel shamelessly outside on the road. That is what we do. And this is our Sanatana Dharma that we talk about. Whether it is opponents of Sanatana Dharma or people who fight for Sanatana Dharma, we should understand that we are responsible. If we uddhared atmanatmanam, says the Bhagavad Gita, it is not blaming somebody else. If I have to take charge of the situation, then I have to lift myself. I have to gather other people and talk about it and not fight battles on WhatsApp. Our modern social workers and officials, agriculture and industrial laborers, all must fall under this noble category. An engineer in charge of a hospital and working in the operation theater as a doctor would be a social danger, as much as a doctor would be if he is appointed as an officer for planning, guiding, and executing a hydroelectric power scheme. So the next shloka, Arjuna says, Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro hyesham luptapindodaka kriyaham. Sankaraha narakaya eva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro hyesham. Sankaraha, the mixture of classes, the mixture of communities of people, where will it take us? It will take us to hell. Hell means a hell hole of living, where we are not able to live a comfortable life. We are not able to live a happy life. Narakaya eva kulagnanam kulasya cha. The one who destroys his kula, the one who destroys his lineage. What is the lineage? After all, the lineage is over millennia, people have continued certain cultural, traditional practices. And if those practices are not going to be followed, then it is called kulagna. Kulagnanam kulasya cha. The kula, the lineage is also destroyed. Patanti pitaraha hi hesham. Pitaraha, the ancestors of this lineage also fall away. Meaning they are not able, they are helpless. Or the ancestors, the grace and the blessings of the ancestors are very important if we have to live. If you really study astrology and if you really study our Puranas and Itihasas, the many stories of our ancestors, many of them are there. If we are suffering from many, many problems, from young deaths, the ancestors are around us. They love us. Those who have gone and left us, they still love us because they are connected to us. We are connected with their DNA. And they cannot leave us and go anywhere. They are invisibly present around us and they guide the goal of the role of our life. All the marriages that happen, all the well-being that we experience, all the prosperity that we experience are the blessings of the ancestors. If we don't have the blessings, ancestors, not just our family, our Rama, our Krishna, our Hanuman, they are the public ancestors of Bharata Desha. We have family ancestors and we have public ancestors who are all our gods. And whoever our gods, Once upon a time, in this Yuga or the Treta Yuga or Dwapara Yuga, they were not living as our kings. They all have served our country. Like how we are looking at somebody taking over oath as chief minister. They have taken oath in whatever crazy, whether democracy or oligarchy or a monopoly or a what is it called, lineage of kings. Whatever way they ruled the kingdoms, and they all served. They were all the public, and we venerate them. That is what we do puja. What do we mean by our pujas, and what do we mean by our samskaras? It's all created by our ancestors. If you read Ponniyin Selvan, 1,000 years ago during the Chola period, how they celebrated Krishna Jayanti, how they celebrated Sri Ramanavami, how they celebrated Navaratri Durga Pujas, and we are still celebrating those here today. This is called Sanatana Dharma. This is a lineage that we need to protect, and we cannot afford to destroy that. And when will it get destroyed? When people don't follow it, it gets destroyed automatically. Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaraha hi hesham lupta pinda udaka kriyaha. Lupta pinda udaka kriyaha. All the lupta pinda, the pinda danam that we need to give to our ancestors, the udaka, the water that we have to give to our ancestors, the sesame seeds that we have to give to our ancestors, it is their food. When an old person is there at home, we don't forget to give him food. We put food on the plate and ask them to come for lunch or dinner or breakfast, or give their coffee and tea. The udaka kriya, the pinda and the sesame seeds and the water is a food for our ancestors. If we don't do that, they are hungry. And if they get hungry, what happens? They curse. They curse not because they hate us. They curse because they are suffering. And the only way to lift us up and make us listen is to give us trouble. So do we like to have hunger? Do we like to have poverty? Do we like to have famine? Do we like to have restlessness in society? If we don't want all that, let us do what needs to be done for our ancestors. At least the gods are okay. They don't want our pindadana and other things. But our ancestors need them. They are hungry. They are, and whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not, whether we believe it or not, whether we accept it or not, a tree, whether we accept it or whether with the sun we accept it or not, the sun is there. And the sun has its own power. Whether we accept it or not, the moon is there. The moon has its own power on the earth. Whether we accept the planets and planetary positions or not, the planetary positions have their power on the earth and have their power on the human beings. It is not only of India, it is of the whole world. And we like to see all our horoscopes and everything when we want to get married and when we want to know about our future. But when it comes to our country, we give it to the winds. In those days, there was no horoscope for individuals. There was only horoscope for the king, because if the king is fine, everything is fine in the country. The argument is still continued, and Arjuna points out the consequences of caste admixture. When confusion of the caste has taken place, both outside and in the moral life of true discipline and in one's own inner temperament, then the family tradition gets flouted and ruined. So this is Gurudev is talking in detail about this, about Kula Dharma Kshaya, the destruction of the Kula, the lineage. And Arjuna continues, Doshairetai Kula Gnanam Varna Sankara Karakaihi Utsadyante Jati Dharmaha Kula Dharmascha Shashvataha. This is not the pith of the Bhagavad Gita. This is the babbling of Arjuna. And just like Arjuna, we are also babbling. We are not babbling these days. We are living in the effect of that babble. We are living in the effect of destruction of the society. We are rolling in the effects of what Arjuna is talking about. We are rolling in today. We are walling in that difficult situation today. And as long as we are not affected, why are not people bothered about all this? Why are they not talking about all this? Because they are not affected by it. As long as we are not affected, as long as I've got my good dresses to wear, as long as I've got my lipstick and I've got my makeup and I can do my hair well, as long as I can wear nice flowers, as long as I can put my scent and I can go to office and do my work and get my money, as long as I have food on my plate, I am not going to be bothered about all this. I am not going to talk about all this. It is only all those silly people, those stupid people who talk about this. I'm not going to talk. But when hunger strikes, when hunger knocks at your door, when famine is knocking at the country, when COVID is knocking at your community, you know you have to talk about sanitation. When you don't have any other work, any other thing to do except to straighten yourself, tighten your belts, and behave properly, then we will start talking about all this. Till that time, we will just be fighting on WhatsApp. दोषैरेतैः कुलघ्नानां वर्णसङ्करकारकैः उत्साद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः. The Shashvata Kula Dharma gets destroyed if people are intermarrying, and if people are not following their own community, their caste and their lineage and the patterns of their ancestors. If they are not following that, everything gets destroyed. And how will all this happen? If I'm going to fight this war, all that will happen. Yes, Arjuna fought the war, and that is why it has happened. Even we can even blame it on Arjuna. In these words, we can detect in Arjuna's almost the world's first conscientious objector to war. So Arjuna is actually objecting to war because he says, if we are going to fight among each other, then everything will get destroyed, the men will die, and there will be a lot of destruction in society. And we are reading so many stories on news, and still we still keep arguing. We are arguing because we are not getting into the real core truth of what we are discussing about. We are arguing because we are arguing from a state of standpoint of comfort. We are arguing from our AC rooms and conference halls, and with the comfort of our dark rooms, where only we are the only work that we are doing is scrolling on the mobile phones. So that is why we are doing all the arguments. If we are touched by reality, we will not argue. We will start living life. 44. Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vasaha bhavati tyanushushruman. Utsanna kula dharmanam. When the kula dharma, the righteous living of the lineage of the family in this country gets destroyed, of the people, manushyanam, of all the people, if righteous living is destroyed, janardana, janan ardayati iti janardana, o janardana, o Krishna, you are worshipped by people. Janan ardayati. Narake aniyatam vasaha. If our kula is destroyed, what will happen to all of us who are living right now? We will be living in Naraka. What is Naraka? Adi Shankaracharya says in the Prashnottari Ratna, Kovasti Goro Narakasvadeha. What is Gora Naraka? What is the most difficult Naraka? Swadeha. This is my own body, is a Gora Naraka. Narake Aniyatam Vasaha. I will live in this body means I will take Janma di Janma. I will be born again in this body, and I will be engaging in these same kind of fights and these same kind of controversies and these same kind of difficulties and the same kind of poverty or wealth, depending on my punya. Everybody will not be very, everybody is not guaranteed a very rich and happy life. Unless we do good deeds for the welfare of people, we are not going to get a very lovely body where we are going to be very comfortable and happy and continue our WhatsApp conversations. Narake aniyatam vasaha. Aniyatam means without any kind of a guarantee about wellness and well-being. I will be continuing to live in Naraka. Bhavati iti anushushruma. We have heard, says Arjuna. He is afraid. Actually, Arjuna is thinking like a king. His arguments are genuine, but at this moment it is not coming from his Kshatriya blood. It is coming from his confused mind, and the confusion has been planted in his mind by Dhritarashtra, who has sent Sanjaya to say all these things. If war happens, this will happen, that will happen, that will happen. So don't ask Arjuna not to fight the war. That is Dhritarashtra's message to Arjuna. And he is just vomiting all that out now. 45th verse. Aho batamahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukhalobhena hantum swajana mudyataha. All the wrong reasons he is giving for not fighting the war. Aho, bata mahat papam. We are all ready to commit such a great sin. What is the great sin? Isn't it sounding so foolish? What is the great sin? This Duryodhana and others who have done so much of atrocities to the people and to the Pandavas and to Draupadi and all that, and finally they have pushed us incognito for 13 years. We have 12 years in the forest and 1 year incognito, and he is not even giving a pinpoint of land. That Duryodhana, we have to kill in this battlefield. What a great sin are we committing? Has Arjuna ever spoken like this in any battle so far? But now he is saying because his mind is warped. Kartum vyavasita vayam. And for what reason are we doing it, Krishna? You don't know. You are just smiling. We are all having Rajya Lobha. We are all misplaced pity. We are all having Rajya Lobha. We are greedy for the kingdom. And so we are ready to commit all these sins. Hantum swajana mahave. I am ready to kill my own family members, Krishna. What a stupid thing, right? How can I just do this war? How can we allow this war to happen? Then he's going one step further because Krishna is smiling all the way, smiling away to glory. Smile is the way by which you destroy tamas. If you want to destroy ignorance somewhere, just give a lovely smile. And ignorance cannot stand that kind of a smile. 46th verse. Yadi mama pratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartarashtrarane hanyuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet yadi mam apratikaram. Apratikaram means yadi, in this case, if I don't fight at all, no, they will throw their arrows at me, they will throw their weapons at me, I will just be there and I will receive everything and I will fall down dead. That's what is the other suggestion he is trying to give. Ashastram shastrapanayaha. I leave all my weapons and I allow them to kill me. Dhartarashtra, if you give this dialogue to any of our army people, especially when they fought that war recently on May 7th last year, if you give this dialogue to them and ask them to, or you don't even need to give it to them, you can give it to Meta AI or you can give it to ChatGPT and ask, if you put this whole dialogue of Arjuna and give it to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to analyze, it will give you a very good feedback. Meta AI will give you a wonderful feedback. Part by part, it will give how stupid everything is. Yadi mam apratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartarashtra rane hanyuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet. Dhartarashtra rane hanyuhu. Let me be killed by all these Dhritarashtras. That will be much better than me fighting this battle. I don't need to explain all this. That is why Adi Shankaracharya did not give any explanation for all this, because it is abject stupidity. It is against Kshatriya Dharma also. It is against the Brahmana Dharma also. It is against the Rajya Dharma also. And it is Adharma also. What he is talking is actually Adharma, but he is trying to sound very dharmic in nature, as if he is such a great person. Sanjaya uvacha eva muktva Arjuna sankhe rathopastha upavishat visrajya sasharam chapam shoka samvigna manasah. Sanjaya uvacha. Sanjaya said, eva muktva Arjuna sankhe rathopastha upavishat. Eva muktva Arjuna sankhe. In the battlefield, Arjuna said, Ratha upastha. And what did he do? Ratha upastha. He just sat down in the Ratha. Visrajya sasharam chapam. He put his bow and arrow. Shoka samvigna masaha. He is keeping his hand in his head. He is lying down. He is like fallen flat, crestfallen. He is at the feet of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. He drops his armor and he falls. He prostrates at the feet of Krishna and he has given up. He doesn't want to fight the battle because his body is not giving that strength. There is this very beautiful testing, kinesiology. It is popularized by Dr. David Hawkins, who has given the levels of consciousness. And it is Dr. David Hawkins in his very beautiful book called Power versus Force. This Jnana Yoga that you're all listening to, this Jnana Yoga is Bhagavad Gita the study of the Upanishads, the study of, he has given his calibration for different religions. He has given his calibrations for different religious texts, kinesiologic texts, where scientific calibrations. And he says Jnana Yoga resonates at 9,000 is the highest. And it's a very beautiful book. 975 is the resonance of Jnana Yoga, meaning almost near 1,000. To study about that, it is a different subject altogether. But Arjuna is, and in this kinesiology, what he says is, many places, he talks about, in many ways. For example, you can even try this exercise. This is, you can keep your right hand like this, and you can say, I will try it out right now in front of you. I'm not planned this. I'm not going to say anything about this. I'll just try it out now. My name is Brahmacharini, Sharanya, Chaitanya. The body, the muscular structure in the body, if something is a truth, the body will be strong. It will be strong. If something is falsehood, you can try it for yourself. It is not any mumbo jumbo. It is being practiced in the army. It is being practiced in all. This is called kinesiological testing to find out what is truth and what is false. There are many ways. One is your hand will resist if it's the truth. If it's not the truth, your hand will be easily pushed down. You can try it with your friends. And the other thing is your the eyes, the pupils will dilate. It is all in lie detector test it is used. So I am saying my name is Brahmacharini Sharanya Chaitanya. And see what is happening to I'm going to pull this. Now the body will resist and it will not allow it to go. I am really doing it in front of you. I'm putting my energy and strength. So this is dharma. What I'm saying is, if we are living a life of dharma, our body will support. If we are living our life of adharma, what Arjuna is talking is adharma, so his body is not supporting him. That's what I'm trying to say. So my name is Brahmacharini Sharanya Chaitanya. I'm not a very strong person, but this is happening. I'm able to sustain this pull. Okay. Now I release it, and now I say, my name is Gayatri. Gone, done. How is it? My name is Savitri. My name is Sundari. My name is, why am I not able to do it? Because it is dharma. Okay, I have other Purvashram Nama also. So my name is Akila. Steady. My name is Janaki, my grandmother's name. Steady. My name is Swahilya, my passport and other document name. My name is Swahilya. Steady. My name is Shambhavi, the name I got to write all my poems. Shambhavi. My name is Tripura Sundari, the name that somebody just gave me on the passing. It is not my name. I have not accepted it. So you can try it for yourself. You can try it for your friends. If you want to find out the truth of something, this is kinesiological testing. It is not created in whatever, in our Puranas and Itihasas. I'm talking from modern day science, from a scientific perspective. There is this very beautiful book by Dr. David Hawkins. It's called Power versus Force. And the earlier book, Letting Go, many sciences are there in modern day literature in quantum physics. And there's a Vladimir Zeland. He's a quantum physicist, a Russian, who has written this beautiful book called Reality Transurfing in Russian. It's translated in many world languages. It is talking about quantum physics. What we call mumbo jumbo is being written in science textbooks nowadays. Fridtjof Capra, the Tower of Physics. So Sanjaya says, Eva Muktva Arjuna Sankhye Rathopastha Upavishat Visrajya Sasharam Chapam. Visrajya Sasharam Chapam Shoka Samvigna Manasaha. He drops his bow and arrow and Shoka Samvigna Manasaha. He is filled with grief. His mind is very filled with a lot of despondency, and he drops into that chariot on the floor of the chariot in front of Krishna. He is just given up. He is not able to continue his argument. We see that even when we when we don't have the strength of the discussion on our side, our arguments also fall flat. And so Krishna has not been doing anything so far except guiding him to see uh, the opposite lines. He did not show him Duryodhana and Dushasana. When he had showed Duryodhana and Dushasana, Arjuna's anger would have got triggered and he'd have been ready for the war. But Krishna showed him Bhishma and Drona, whom Arjuna loves. Bhishma made him sit on his lap as a grandchild, and Dronacharya made him hold his hand and pull the bow and fit the arrow, aim at the point, and how to shoot. And just how would it be for that Arjuna to shoot that Dronacharya in the battlefield? No? So that is where Krishna was very strategically, he turned Arjuna's vision towards where this will get triggered. Krishna is not bothered about the war because the war will happen anyway. That is what he tells in chapter 11. Even if you don't fight Arjuna, the war is going to happen. Nimitta matram bhava. These people have already been killed. That is what the 11th chapter of Vishwarupa Darshana is. All the people who are scheduled to die in the battle are already dead. They are entering into that cosmic form of Bhagavan Shri Krishna as Narayana Vishwarupa. Everybody caught in between the teeth and haggling. All the people who are going to die are going to die anyway, and it has got nothing to do with you. You just stand on your post of duty and you do your work. That much only Krishna. Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Prathamodhyayaha Athadvitiyodhyayaha. Tomorrow we will begin that second chapter. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Boli Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Hari Om.